Mr Deputy President, and I've just sat back flabbergasted at what we've just heard from Senator Singh, because in essence for 5 minutes what she has been saying is that the current government's border protection policies are good, that they work, that she supports them. And I am astonished that anyone actually on that side of the chamber could get up, hand on heart, and defend the chaotic and irresponsible approach that is currently prevailing in this country in relation to border protection. And if I can just pick up on a couple of comments that Senator Polley made also, and I have to say I actually have a lot of personal high regard for Senator Polley, but it does concern me when their response when asked about this is such a defensive and reactive one, and they direct their criticism to us and all they can talk about is negative politics and scare tactics, when the facts of the matter are quite simple, and that is that the failed border protection policies of this government is a national disgrace. It is a national disgrace, and every one of you on that side of the chamber should bow your heads in shame at what is facing this country. It is a national disgrace. And it does not matter, as Senator Cash has already raised today, it doesn't matter who's the leader of this Labor government. It doesn't matter whether it's the member for Griffith, whether it's Kevin Rudd, the member for Griffith. It doesn't matter whether it's the current Prime Minister. The fact of the matter is that every one of them have supported this public policy that has consistently failed year after year, month after month, week after week and day after day. And as my colleagues here on this side, Senator Cash and Senator Cormann, have said, we now are seeing on average 100 arrivals, unlawful maritime arrivals, each and every day. And the consequences of that for this country are huge. And until the senators on that side of the chamber get their head around the national security significance of that, and may I say the humanitarian consequences of that, then you actually condemn us all by your very actions. All I can say is that this is yet another example of a promise that the Prime Minister Gillard has failed in and has broken yet again, just as she did with the carbon tax promise, just as she has with so many of her promises. And I remember one of the very early ones she made when she was Education Minister, that every child at school will have a laptop. You know, everybody's stopped talking about that one because that's just one of dozens of promises that she has broken when she's presided either as a minister or Prime Minister of this government. But I have to say that this one is one that this government will go down in history and be judged for. The contempt that Australians hold this Gillard government in for their chaotic and shambolic approach to border protection will go down in history as the most damning one. And what we have heard yet again is the denial of the significance of the failure of border protection policies in this country. And Senator Cash today quite rightly raised questions in relation to how the Interpol red notices were dealt with. These were matters I actually raised during estimates, Mr Deputy President. I asked how they were assessed, how the integrity of the Interpol red notices were assessed, how it was ascertained, what the process was. And yet what we heard from the Minister responding today was just a rant. He did not deal with the essence of that question. He could not assure us as to how that was dealt with. I just want to briefly return to Senator Polley's question about whether any of us on this side have spent time with Custom Border Protection officers or Navy men and women who are dealing with this. And I have to tell her that yes, we have. Only a couple of weeks ago, they were telling me of how difficult they are finding this. They did not join the Navy to be a ferry service. They joined to protect our country, and I support them in the work they do.
Thank you, Senator Crone.